What is going on, everyone? My name is Kevin, and as promised, today we are doing that full comparison and showdown between the Galaxy A71 and last year's Galaxy A70. I have covered both phones before, and I got a lot of requests for this comparison. These devices are affordable and globally available, but the A70 has come down in price over time since its release. So, today we're going to find out if it's worth paying that much more for the Galaxy A71 over the Galaxy A70. I'll cover the specs, features, and design to let you decide based on my speed test, battery test results, and camera comparison. First up is a quick overview of the phones. They have the same placement of ports, buttons, and they even share the same dimensions. Both phones are using Samsung's plastic on the back. This is the rainbow finish that we're used to seeing, and on the A71 it's got stripes coming down all the way across it. I honestly prefer the look on the A70 because it doesn't have these stripes and it's a simple, elegant look. There's no difference in scratch resistance between the two backings, and also the displays are covered by the same Gorilla Glass 3. In terms of design, the front is where you see a very notable difference between the two phones. The A70's Infinity U teardrop display is still by all means a very modern take on a front camera notch. The A71, however, has taken it a full step further into current Samsung flagship territory. The front camera cutout is larger than the one found on its current generation counterpart, the A51. This being said, it still is unobtrusive here, and most people will prefer the more sophisticated look of the hole punch cutout. One of my complaints about the Galaxy A70 when I had initially reviewed it last year was that on-screen fingerprint scanner. It was slow, it wasn't very accurate, and it had a lot of room for improvement. So they did just that. And through a software update, we got a major overhaul in terms of the biometrics on the phone, and for someone like me who was an early adopter of the phone, I am very glad that the old issues with the on-screen fingerprint scanner are long in the past. As for a side-by-side speed test of unlocking the devices, you really can't tell that much of a difference. Now both phones are dual SIM, they've got micro SD card slots, and the headphone jack. They also have the same display resolution and the same display pixel density. The 6.7-inch panels of these devices only have one minor technical difference. That being, the panel type of the A71 is Super AMOLED Plus, whereas the A70 is just regular Super AMOLED. The visible difference just isn't there, so it really comes down to your preference of do you like the teardrop notch or the hole punch cutout. As for packaging, they both differ widely based on where you buy the device. My first model of the A70 came with a few free add-ons, this one doesn't. What they both share, however, is the 3-amp super fast charger. With the same wall adapters and battery capacity, it's no surprise they have a remarkably similar charge-up time. The 4,500 mAh battery capacity inside either device is sure to last you a full day of usage. In my tests, the A70's battery performance was right on par with the newer device, getting the same screen on time. Since both phones are AMOLED, I would highly recommend turning on that dark mode feature in the settings to get the most out of your battery. Before I get into the speed test, the daily performance, and the camera comparison, I want to quickly mention that all the products you see on my channel have been purchased with my money. Subscribing to my channel and liking these videos is all the help I need to justify purchases and expenses like these. Now let's talk about performance and speed. This most of all affects everyday use of your smartphone. Both devices are packing Qualcomm's Snapdragon processors, which I'm sure most tech enthusiasts will be glad to hear. The A70 has a Snapdragon 675, whereas the A71 has got the Snapdragon 730 and Adreno 618. Let's see how these devices stack up against each other in terms of performance. The boot up test win was a near tie. The A71 turned on faster, but they both took the same amount of time to fully initialize after that. As always, I make sure to close all apps or have the same ones open to ensure the most accurate speed comparison. My other tests, opening up the web browser, the camera app, and the games, revealed in some circumstances the A70 was faster, but 8 out of 10 times the newer device will take the edge in speed. Neither device had issues with heating up in games. They also did not suffer from app crashing, something that the newer Galaxy S20 has had some issues with in my experience. You can of course play graphically demanding games on both of these phones at high settings with no lag. I'm more inclined to turn up the settings to max on the A71 because of its superior GPU. It's also worth noting the storage of the A71 is a slightly faster memory chip. UFS 2.1 is an improvement upon the A70's UFS 2. There is a whole iterational difference between the software of these two phones. The A71 is running Android 10 with Samsung's One UI 2, whereas the A70 is still on Android 9 and One UI 1.1. The Android 10 update for the Galaxy A70 has been announced, but as of today, it hasn't rolled out to my device. Since the A71 is a generation newer, it will definitely get software support for a while longer than its predecessor. Now, let's talk about cameras. The A71 has seen some drastic revision to that rear camera. The main camera lens has doubled in megapixel count, bringing it from 32 to 64 megapixels. The ultra-wide lens is improved as well, and there is a whole new macro lens. The third lens on the A70, the depth sensing camera, is the same between both of these phones. In my photo tests, there was a clear winner in terms of sharpness and colors. The A71 pulled off nicer images all across the board, but there were more circumstances where the highlights got overblown. Make sure you actually use that exposure slider on the A71 and your photos will come out great. There's no optical image stabilization with these, but the A71 does have electronic stabilization, whereas the A70 doesn't. 4K recording is available here on both phones at 30 frames per second. Super slow motion at 960 frames is available on the A71 on 1080p mode. That's another addition that the predecessor does not have. Personally, if I had to make a decision between buying either phone right now, I would go with the A71 because the price difference between these two phones just isn't that drastic in my region. It is good to know, however, that the A70 has held up very well against its successor, and if you're still holding on to that A70, you'll be happy with it for the time to come. I've done in-depth dedicated reviews of both of these phones on my channel previously. If you want to see anything else on my channel for me to make, go ahead and suggest that down below in the comments. And also, if you enjoyed this video, please hit the like button. Subscribe to my channel if you're new around here with the notification bell, because YouTube hardly ever puts my videos in the sub feed. But if you do hit that bell icon, I will see you in the next video.